This is the Catholic Challenge Finals on the Living Bread Radio Network. 16 teams have tested their knowledge of the Catholic faith, and it all comes down to this. Join us on this journey as we navigate our way from BC to AD and everything in between. Today's defenders of the faith will take up their shield and sword to compete for prize money, and one team will be crowned the Catholic Challenge champions. Are you ready for the challenge? And now, here's your host, Michael Roberts.
Hello and welcome to Catholic Challenge here on the Living Bread Radio Network. I'm your host, Michael Roberts. Well, we've made it to the final round. Through 3 rounds, these two teams have continued to defend their faith and prove that they are up for the Catholic Challenge. Each team is playing for their favorite Catholic charity, and whoever wins today will be crowned the Catholic Challenge champion and earn $500 for that charity. Today we welcome back Bob Chase and Bob Snyder. They are playing for the Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity. And we also welcome back Jim and Lori Gutbrode. They are playing for St Francis DeSales Parish in Akron. Welcome, teams. Congratulations on making it this far. Before we begin our game, though, let's find out how to play. Here's the rules.
In round 1, each team will answer 5 questions. Correct answers are worth 10 points each. Questions are either true, false, or multiple choice. The contestants may confer, but the team captain must answer the question. There is no penalty for incorrect answers. If all 5 questions are answered correctly, the team will be given a chance to answer a bonus question worth 25 points.
All right, Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity, you'll go first. Bob Chase, you are the team captain one last time for this season. Let's play Catholic Challenge. Here we go. Question number 1. Which of the 4 Marian dogmas was the first one proclaimed? It was proclaimed at the Council of Ephesus in 431. Perpetual virginity, Mother of God, or the Assumption?
Mary, Mother of God.
January 1st, absolutely. Here's question number 2. This saint was known as a good and holy king. He actually was the Duke of Bohemia until his brother had him assassinated. He lived from 907 to 935. He is venerated as a saint by Catholics and Orthodox. He is also the subject of a Christmas carol. St. John Eudes, St. Wenceslaus, or St. Cosmas?
St. Wenceslaus.
Good King Wenceslas, absolutely. Here's question number 3. The Catholic Church calls it Shrove Tuesday. The secular world calls it which of these? Epiphany, Mardi Gras, or Purim?
Mardi Gras.
You got it. Here's question number 4. It's true or false. In the canonization process, the devil's advocate is the person who argues against the holiness of the saintly person. True or false?
True.
You got it. Here's number 5. The first council of the Catholic Church was held in which city? Rome, Antioch, or Jerusalem?
Jerusalem.
Absolutely, and that comes from the book of Acts of the Apostles, chapter 15. Well, you got all 5 of those right. We move on now to that bonus question, and here it is, Bob. Rahab helped Joshua escape and conquer the city of Jericho. Rahab was known as a what? Sorcerer, seamstress, or harlot?
Harlot.
That is right, and a round 1 sweep for you, Bob, and Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity. Your score is now 75. We turn over now to St Francis DeSales Parish in Akron. Jim and Lori Gutbrode. Jim, you are the team captain. Here we go. Let's play Catholic Challenge. Question number 1. Daughter of a wealthy and devout Philadelphia family, she founded the Sisters of the Blessed Sacrament, an established mission for Black and Native Americans. She died in 1955 and was canonized in 2000 by Pope John Paul II. St. Catherine Drexel, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, or Mother Frances Cabrini?
St. Catherine Drexel.
Absolutely correct. Here we go. Now, question number 2. True or false? The sinfulness of the ordained minister can nullify the effect of the grace offered in the sacraments. True or false?
False.
Comes from the Catechism 1550. Absolutely. Here's question number 3. In the first book of Kings, during the famine, this animal brought food to Elijah in the morning and in the evening. A raven, a dog, or a quail?
Raven.
Raven it is. Here's question number 4. This man was made mute when he doubted an angel's promise. Peter, Saul, or Zechariah?
Zechariah.
Absolutely, it was Zechariah. Here's question number 5 for you. This sink is used for washing the sacred vessels. Excuse me, I'm going to reread that. This sink is used for washing the sacred vessels. It drains directly into the earth. A ciborium, an aspergillum, or a sequarium?
Sequarium.
Absolutely. Well, you got all 5 of those right. On to the bonus we go here. The First Friday devotion asks for Mass attendance and Holy Communion while in a state of grace for how many consecutive months? 5, 7, or 9?
9.
And that's a round 1 sweep. Both teams tied now at 75. It is time for our first break. When we come back, as always, we'll get a chance to catch up with our contestants. You are listening to Catholic Challenge here on the Living Bread Radio Network.
Since 1960, the aim of Walsh University has been to develop students' mind, body, and spirit. That belief has called them to help support Catholic Challenge. Walsh University, a proud sponsor of Catholic Challenge. Find out more at walsh.edu.
Prize money for Catholic Challenge is provided in part by Ziegler Tire, serving the listening area for 97 years and counting, with name brand tires and auto service that you can trust. Find out more at zieglertire.com.
And welcome back to Catholic Challenge here on the Living Bread Radio Network. I'm your host, Michael Roberts. Today is our final round with Bob Chase and Bob Snyder playing for the Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity, and Jim and Lori Gutbrode. They are playing for St Francis DeSales Parish in Akron. Let's once again talk to our contestants. Bob Chase, I'll begin with you. Remind us, if you would, about the Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity.
The Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity are in Euclid, Ohio. It's a national shrine. Their apostolate is grade school teaching and tending to the pilgrims who come to the shrine.
I've visited that shrine. It really is a gorgeous place up on the hill, a beautiful place for a retreat to pray. So definitely a worthy cause to play for here. So talk to us really quick about your experience with Catholic Challenge. How would you sum up your experiences throughout this whole journey?
The most stressful thing I've ever done in my life.
Aw, come on. It couldn't have been that bad, Bob.
I'm taking Tums and drinking water.
Well, hey.
It's physically draining.
It's been a great game, and it's been great to have you along with your partner, Bob, as well. So thanks again for being with us. Over to the other side of the room now, again, Jim and Lori Gutbrode from St. Francis DeSales. Tell us a little bit about your parish in Akron.
St. Francis DeSales is in Coventry. We have found it to be a very vibrant parish. We've been there 23 years. One very nice thing is we've had numerous priestly vocations and some women vocations come out of it.
So something's obviously going right there at that parish.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
And of course, you guys have had an interesting journey throughout this Catholic Challenge. One round even playing against the St. Francis DeSales Parish School. That was an interesting round, wasn't it?
Yes.
How would you guys describe your experience throughout all this?
Oh, I agree with I could borrow the Tums, I think. It's been it's been a little stressful, but what do you think?
I think it's been a lot of fun.
Good.
It has been a lot of fun.
It has been great to have all 4 of you with us, and we have indeed made it to our final round. All right, let's get back to our game now. It is time for round number 2. Here's the rules.
In round 2, each team will answer 5 questions. Correct answers are worth 15 points each. Questions are either true, false, or multiple choice. The contestants may confer, but the team captain must answer the question. There's no penalty for incorrect answers. If all 5 questions are answered correctly, the team will be given a chance to answer a bonus question worth 25 points.
All right, let's do it. Round 2. Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity, Bob Chase, team captain, will begin with you. Here's question number 1. What was St. Paul's occupation during his missionary journeys? A scribe, a shepherd, or a tent maker?
A tent maker.
You got it. Here's question number 2. It's true or false. A discipline of the Catholic Church may change, but a dogma cannot. True or false?
True.
Absolutely. Dogmas are solemnly defined truths to be held by all. Here's question number 3. This modern-day saint was the Archbishop of San Salvador. He spoke out against poverty, social injustice, assassinations, and torture. In 1980, he was assassinated while celebrating Mass. In 2015, Pope Francis declared him a martyr, and he is now blessed. Is it Oscar Romero, Miguel Pro, or Cesar Chavez?
Oscar Romero.
Archbishop Oscar Romero, absolutely. Here's question number 4. We sometimes refer to this as the birthday of the Catholic Church. Christmas, Easter, or Pentecost?
Pentecost.
That's it. Here's question number 5. Soul of Christ, sanctify me. Body of Christ, save me. Blood of Christ, inebriate me. These words begin this prayer. The Memorare, the Divine Praises, or the Anima Christi?
Anima Christi.
You got it. And you got all 5 right. We move on now to that bonus question. Here it is. An oratory is a type of which of these? A hymn, a book of prayer, or a chapel?
Chapel.
That's it. In a round 2 sweep, Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity, your score now 175. Over now to St Francis DeSales Parish. Jim Gutbrod, you are the team captain. Here we go. Question number 1. This saint is known for his spiritual exercises. These are meditations, prayers, and mental exercises written by him in the late 16th century. He was a Spanish priest, theologian, and founder of an order of priests. Francis de Sales, Ignatius of Loyola, or St. John Vianney?
Ignatius of Loyola.
Absolutely. Here's question number 2. During exposition of the Blessed Sacrament, the congregation sings, O salutaris ostia. What is the meaning of these words? Down in adoration falling, come adore him, or O saving victim?
O saving victim.
That is correct. Here's question number 3 for you. This New Testament name means God with us. Jesus, Emmanuel, or Christ?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, God with us. Here's question number 4. True or false? Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was born. True or false? Need an answer.
True.
It is true, and Sarah was 90 when Isaac was born. Here's question number 5 for you. Every 5 years, a diocesan bishop makes an ad limina visit. What does he visit? Every parish in his diocese, the papal nuncio, or the Pope?
The Pope.
The Holy Father he visits. You got all 5 right. On to that bonus question, and here we go. The Blessed Virgin Mary appeared to 3 children in Fatima in 1917. In 1916, before she began appearing, they were visited by another heavenly being. Was it St. Joseph, St. Gabriel, or the Angel of Peace?
The Angel of Peace.
He taught them prayers of reparation, the Angel of Peace. Another sweep, round 2 sweep for you, St. Francis de Sales. And yes, at the end of 2, both teams are now tied at 175. We are almost ready to move on now to round 3, but before we do, we always like to take a moment and thank our gracious sponsors. You know, throughout this whole season of Catholic Challenge, these sponsors have provided all the prize monies for our program. We want to give special thanks to Ziegler Tire, St. Raphael Bookstore, Walsh University, and the Knights of Columbus. Again, these great organizations continue to partner with the Living Bread Radio Network to help all of us learn more about the Catholic faith. So sponsors, we can't thank you enough. All right, now on to round 3. Here's the rules.
In round 3, each team will answer 5 questions. Correct answers are worth 20 points each. Questions are either true, false, or multiple choice. The contestants may confer, but the team captain must answer the question. There is no penalty for incorrect answers. If all 5 questions are answered correctly, the team will be given a chance to answer a bonus question worth 25 points.
Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity, you will start things off for us. Round 3 starts for you, Bob Chase, right now. Question number 1. The Latin words Venite Adoremus are part of a Christmas song and also sung in front of the exposed Blessed Sacrament. What is the meaning? Down in adoration falling, O come Emmanuel, or O come let us adore him?
Oh, come let us adore him.
My favorite Christmas song, absolutely. Here's question number 2. This saint was the Archbishop of Canterbury from 1162 until his murder in 1170 by King Henry II's knights. The king ordered his murder for refusing to give the monarchy power over the church. He was martyred in 1170, and Pope Alexander canonized him in 1173. Was it St. Henry, St. Thomas Becket, or St. John Newman?
St. Thomas Becket.
That's it. Here's number 3. What was the patriarch Jacob's deception told in the book of Genesis, chapter 27? He squandered his inheritance, he sold his brother into slavery, or he disguised himself as his brother.
He disguised himself as his brother.
And of course, by doing so, he received the blessing of the firstborn from his father, Isaac. Here's question number 4. True or false? The penalty for working on the Sabbath in the time of Moses was death. True or false? Need an answer.
True.
True it is. To be stoned. That comes from the book of Numbers, chapter 15. Here's question number 5. St. Paul was educated by a highly respected and well-known teacher. Who was he? Aristotle, Plato, or Gamaliel?
Gamaliel.
Absolutely. And you got all 5 right. We move on now to that bonus question, and here it is. Only one woman was named as a judge in the Old Testament. Deborah, Ruth, or Esther?
Deborah.
A round 3 sweep it is. Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity, your score now 300. We move over to St. Francis DeSales. Obviously, it's going to be one of those tight games. And here we go. Jim Gutbrod, team captain. Round 3, question number 1 for you right now. What was the relationship between Jesse and King David? Best friends, father and son, or uncle and nephew?
Father and son.
That is correct. Here's question number 2. True or false? Catholic moral teaching is based on natural law. True or false?
True.
Natural law is God's eternal law written in every heart. You got it. Here's number 3. The phrase Habemus Papam is used during the election of a new pope. The meaning of this phrase is which of these? Long live the Pope, God bless the Pope, or we have a Pope?
We have a Pope.
We know those words. Those are the first words used when announcing the election of the new Pope. Here's question number 4. The 12 sons of Jacob are the patriarchs of the 12 tribes of Israel. He had one daughter that is named in Genesis. Esther, Vashti, or Dinah?
Dinah.
That's it. Here's question number 5. This female saint is known for protecting her convent against attackers by holding the monstrance with the Blessed Sacrament at a convent gate. She was designated the patron saint of television in 1958 by Pope Pius XII because when she was very ill, she could not attend Mass and was reportedly able to see and hear it on the wall in her room. St. Monica, St. Clare, or St. Rita?
St. Clare.
Absolutely. On to the bonus question we go now. Here it is. This Sunday is a solemnity, and it falls on the Sunday after Epiphany. Ordinary time begins the following day. The presentation of the Lord, Trinity Sunday, or the baptism of the Lord?
Baptism of the Lord.
The final Sunday of the Christmas season, the baptism of the Lord. And that is a round 3 sweep. Both teams tied now at 300 points. Go nowhere, folks. This is going to be a great game, and we do have our challenge round coming up. But first, as always, we like to give a question to you, our listening audience, and here it is. King Solomon was the son of King David. Who was King Solomon's mother? Stay with us. We'll have the answer coming up. More Catholic Challenge right after this on the Living Bread Radio Network.
St. Raphael Bookstore is a proud financial sponsor of Catholic Challenge, the one-stop shop for defenders of the faith. Their resources are geared toward lifelong and new members of the faith. Online at catholicbook.net.
Catholic Challenge is made possible through the support of the Knights of Columbus. Founded in 1882, the Knights of Columbus protects Catholics and defends the faith. Today, there are over 15,000 councils. Learn more at kfc.org.
And welcome back to Catholic Challenge here on the Living Bread Radio Network. Before the break, we left you with a question. King Solomon was the son of King David. Who was King Solomon's mother? The answer is Bathsheba. All right, well, we have got an absolutely amazing game here for our final round, and both teams are tied at 300. Obviously, no question why these two teams have made it to this point in the game. It is now time for the challenge round. As always, it's a little bit different, so here are the rules.
This final round combines knowledge and speed. The first team to ring in may answer the question. If the contestants ring in before the host is finished asking the question, the host will not finish reading the question. If the answer is incorrect, no points are lost, but the other team will have the opportunity to hear the question in its entirety. Correct answers are worth 30 points each. There are 15 questions in the challenge round, and in case of a tie at the end of this round, we will have a tiebreaker question. The team with the most points at the end of this round will be awarded $400 for their organization and will be crowned the Catholic Challenge champions. And the runner-up will be awarded $100 for their organization.
All right, let's do it one last time. Here it is, the challenge round. Contestants' hands on your buzzers. Question number 1. A certain percentage of a person's income, usually 10%, St. Francis DeSales.
Tithe.
It is usually 10% that is given to the church. It's called a tithe. Question number 2. What is the goat sent into the wilderness after St. Francis DeSales?
Scapegoat.
It was sent into the wilderness after the Jewish chief priest had symbolically laid the sins of the people upon it. And of course, this can be found in Leviticus chapter 16. Question number 3. Name this prayer. My soul proclaims. St. Francis DeSales.
Magnificat.
Such a beautiful prayer. My soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God, my Savior, for he has looked with favor on his lowly servant. From this day, all generations shall call me blessed. The Almighty has done great things for me. The Magnificat. Here's question number 4. In the Acts of the Apostles, Ananias was called by God to go to this man, St. Francis DeSales.
Well, it was Saul, and his name becomes Paul.
Ananias prayed over him, and his sight was restored. God told Ananias, he is my chosen instrument to preach in my name. Here's question number 5. In the Gospel of John, Mary Magdalene mistakes Jesus for whom? Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity.
The gardener.
She thinks that indeed it is the gardener after his resurrection. All right, our score, St. Francis DeSales, you have 420. Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity, you are at 330. We continue on with our challenge round. Question number 6. Name the part of the body on which a priest would wear a biretta. St. Francis DeSales.
Head.
Absolutely. Question number 7. This is the liturgical color of chasuble that the priest wears on Easter Sunday. Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity.
White.
Absolutely. Question number 8. This is the name of the assembly of cardinals that are charged. Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity.
College.
No, that's not right. St. Francis DeSales, I'll reread the question for you. This is the name of the assembly of cardinals that are charged with electing a new pope. It literally means with a key, because they are locked up until a new pope is elected.
Conclave.
Conclave it is. Here's question number 9. In the book of Numbers, Moses led the Israelites through the desert. When they needed water, God told Moses to strike what? St. Francis DeSales.
A rock.
But of course he disobeyed God by striking it twice rather than once. Number 10, a Jubilee year, as described in Leviticus chapter 25, occurs every how many years? Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity.
50.
Absolutely. All right, here we are. St. Francis DeSales, you have 510. Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity, you're trailing with 390. Question number 11. The prophet Jonah preached in this city. St. Francis DeSales.
Nineveh.
Absolutely. Question number 12. This man was in exile on the island of Patmos. St. Francis DeSales.
St. John in the book of Revelation.
He wrote the book of Revelation, absolutely. Question number 13. King Herod, after killing the apostle James, had Peter put in prison. St. Francis DeSales. Yeah, I'll reread the question now for you, Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity. King Herod, after killing the apostle James, had Peter put in prison with the intention of making a spectacle of him in a public trial. Who came to rescue Peter from the prison?
An angel.
Absolutely. Here's question number 14. Fill in the blank. Yea, though I walk through the valley of... Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity.
Death.
I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. That comes from Psalm 23. And here's our final question. In what language was written the translation of the Bible called the Vulgate? Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity.
Greek to Latin.
Okay, I'll reread the question for you, St. Francis DeSales, and you'll have the opportunity to answer. In what language was written the translation of the Bible called the Vulgate?
Latin.
That is correct, and that will do it. Our final score, St. Francis DeSales, 600, and Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity, 450. Thank you to Bob Chase and Bob Snyder from Sisters of the Most Holy Trinity. You have raised a total of $700 for your charity. And we are saying congratulations to Jim and Lori Gutbrode of St. Francis DeSales Parish. You have raised a total of $1,100 for your parish. Congratulations. Special thanks to our sponsors, Ziegler Tire, St. Raphael Bookstore, Walsh University, and the Knights of Columbus, whose generous support provides our prize money. Go to livingbreadradio.com to see pictures of our winners. You can also listen to an audio archive of this program. As always, don't forget to like us on Facebook and Twitter as well. I'm Michael Roberts, and until next time, do your part and defend the faith. We'll see you next season for another edition of Catholic Challenge here on the Living Bread Radio Network.
We hope you've enjoyed the premiere season of Catholic Challenge, a production of the Living Bread Radio Network in Canton, Ohio. If you'd like to be a part of the show next season, email quiz@livingbreadradio.com. For an audio archive of this show or to view the final bracket, go to livingbreadradio.com. Thank you for taking this journey with us on Catholic Challenge.